Okay, please pardon my voice. I went to an R&B party and obviously lost it. So that's why I sound kind of like a grown-ass ogre. Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I have a little bit of a different video. I wanted to kind of like check back in with you guys after I did my like new year, new hair, new me video where I kind of discussed what health goals I was trying to meet and what I was going to be doing with my diet in the new year. I allowed myself a couple of cheat days, but I've lost a good amount of weight and I am continuing to, but I'm doing a slow and steady. March is beginning my plant-based leg of the health journey, and along with plant-based I'm also doing minimally processed, which means I'm not eating anything that's been prepared, that's pre-made, that has any kind of processing beforehand. I'm not having anything frozen. I'm not really having canned outside of beans, and I may get some diced tomatoes to make my pasta sauce. But other than that, there will be very minimal processed food, as well as no dairy and minimal sugar. You know, I just came in from shopping and I decided, you know what, let's do a shopping food haul, what people who eat plant-based buy, like, you know. So I literally have 4 full whole ass bags, and I'm basically gonna just show you guys what I picked up at Trader Joe's. Typically I shop at Whole Foods. It is my preferred place to do any of my shopping, but Trader Joe's was closer. Trader Joe's is also cheaper, so that doesn't hurt either. But let's get into this haul. I'm gonna start with the first bag. I have baby spinach. I love spinach. It is definitely one of my favorites. I will use this to juice. I will use this to eat. I usually like a quinoa saute with spinach or kale and tomatoes. That's like one of my favorite things to eat. There's always spinach in the refrigerator, so anytime I'm out I still buy it, just because I know it gets used a lot in this house. Next I have this vegetable broth right here. On a whim I will make a soup. Like, that's why, like, I will make soup because one, it's the poor bitches go-to, because you could make that stretch for a week. And I also put this in quinoa or rice when I make it instead of all water, so that's another thing. I got me some brown rice and quinoa spaghetti. Now I've never tried this one before. I love quinoa spaghetti. I get it from Whole Foods, but I'm not really a huge fan of brown rice in forms of pasta. I don't know why. I don't like the way it cooks up. The texture is really different, so I'm hoping that the combination of them two satisfies me. We'll see. One of my favorite dishes is a real simple marinara with a quinoa pasta. I can cook the shit out of a sauce, a meatless sauce, the shit out of it. Carrots are always a must in this house as well. Now, first of all, I love colored carrots. They are always, like I said, if I'm making soup, carrots go in every single soup that I make. It's almost impossible for me to make a soup that doesn't involve carrots, so they're always in this house as well. I also cut up carrots and take them as a snack on the go. Aren't they cute? I love the colored carrots. Because I am not drinking any juice or anything with sugar, one of my favorite things is a sparkling or seltzered spring water. So I love flavored water. It's my damn jam. So this is just carbonated water with natural grapefruit essence in it. Up next, basil. Now let me tell you about basil, because it's one of my favorite herbs ever. I just love the way it smells, bro. It's just like... But quick question, why do they put so much goddamn basil in a thing when they sell it to you? Like, I don't understand. Who uses this much? Who uses this much? Then I have baby creminis or baby bellas. I love mushrooms. Damn, the light just changed. That was foul. Grimy. The weather can't be a hater his whole life. It really can't. I am going to make probably like a mushroom sauce that's gonna go over some creamed cauliflower with maybe a little baby kale or baby spinach on top of it. Although I know this is kind of processed because they already did all the work for me, I'm wild lazy to actually like make cauliflower rice. So I do buy this as it comes, but I will be eating this in the place of brown rice. Even though brown rice is really good for you, it also does break down into some form of sugar because it is a carb, and carbs break down to sugar. And I'm trying to keep my carb intake very minimal. So in place of brown rice, there will be quinoa and there will be cauliflower rice. Next up, cabbage. You already know. Cabbage soup all week. Cabbage soup all week. Definitely making that. And especially since we're not out the woods in New York yet with this weather. It be hot, it be cold. Soup is still a go. March, soup is still a go. So always on deck. I always have cabbage on deck. Coconut chips. Now these are cute to put in smoothie bowls. I will put this in a smoothie, sprinkle it on top, eat a little. I will just eat a little like that because I love coconut. Coconut is one of my favorite things. So this will be either a topping for me or a snack, just on its own. Speaking of snacks, this is one of my favorite combinations of snacks: cranberries and sunflower seeds. Yeah. Throughout the day, I'll be snacking on these, or I'll eat them at home. Tuscan kale. Now, my favorite kale is dinosaur kale. Oh my god, I love it. It's so earthy and it's so great. It has a very great taste. It doesn't have that bitter taste that like kind of other kales do. And Tuscan kind of tastes a little bitter. I still like Tuscan kale because of its texture, so I'll tolerate it. But I love kale. Kale goes in my smoothies. Kale is always a go-to. I put it in sautés. I make kale on the side just for life. I will make kale chips. Kale is life. Like, now the rest are kind of like, you know, I always have to buy these. We will have a million. These are another pickup. Always pick up a couple of more lemons and a couple of more limes because I put lemon in everything. I choose limes and I put lime on everything. I like tangy, tart tastes as well as sweet and salty. You know, I like food. So you also have your peppers and your onions. Always pick up, put them in everything too. Onions are the base of most of the things I make. So I always have garlic and onions in most of everything as well. We usually will juice peppers, and I also put them in a lot of my sautés. Sometimes just cook up maybe just some quinoa, or if I'm eating brown rice, I will toss in some onions and some pepper just to make it a little bit of a fuller meal. Typically, I always get garlic, but we have so much. Garlic is always here. I didn't need to pick up any this time, but that's also every time I shop, usually that is what I purchase. I also have a kiwi. This is because I want to use it in my smoothie bowl that I'm going to be making for this week. I'm not a big fan of kiwi. It has a strange texture to me, and I don't like things that have little seeds, like little pieces of seeds or anything like that in it. But this recipe that I'm making calls for the kiwi, and I'm going to just flow with it. If I haven't said the word soup enough. Now, this goes against my processed, you know, but like I said, it's minimal processed food. So these are two soups. This is a lentil soup because I love lentil soup. And yes, I do have lentils. I could make it myself. But ingredients, there's nothing in it that is crazy, that I am not eating, as well as it was literally just prepared the way I would do it at home. The same with this one. These are both organic and these are both rich in whole foods. So this one is vegetables, beans, quinoa, and kale. I don't know why I got these because I'm not eating potatoes. This is one of those purchases that my brain didn't make, but my motor skills did. You know, like when you just get shit sometimes because you get it. I have eggs. I'm still trying to figure out if I want to classify eggs as meat. I do sometimes and I don't sometimes. I don't really eat breakfast. I'm usually more of a smoothies in the morning with water. I'll have tea or water and smoothies in the morning. I don't generally eat breakfast, and when I ever crave it, I crave it at night. So if I'm lazy and hungry, I'll get up and make an egg and avocado toast. But I'm not eating toast, so I'll probably have eggs with avocado and tomatoes because I love that. But you know, for this week, we'll just say that eggs are just eggs and not meat. So next up, we have some tomato and basil hummus. Now, I don't know if I've already said this, I love tomatoes. Tomatoes is probably my #1 favorite thing in food. I eat tomatoes every single day of my entire life. I will eat tomatoes like this, just like this. I will take them out of the box, put them in my mouth. I love tomatoes. Also eat them as a snack with my carrots. So I'll cut up carrots, cut up tomatoes, and some cucumber, which I already have, and I will eat it in hummus. And that's one of my on-the-go snacks. Next, we have cacao nibs. This is another thing that I will put in my smoothies or my smoothie bowls. I'll sprinkle it on top or just put it in. It's really good for you. So I'll throw it in something where I can't necessarily taste it because it's really bitter. So next up, I have 2 canned items. Like I said, very minimally processed food. I will go with the beans because I don't have time to be setting beans in no water overnight, bruh. And then, like I said earlier, diced, and I love fire roasted tomatoes, and that's gonna go in my pasta sauce that I made. Some asparagus. Asparagus is one of my great loves in the vegetable world. And I also love Brussels. Like, mad people don't like Brussels sprouts, but I love them because I make them so well. But I really love them. I'm going to probably roast these with red onions and put like balsamic kind of vinaigrette on top of it. And Big Daddy, now the cauliflower. Now, I always have broccoli, so I never have to buy it, but I love cauliflower. I am going to make a puree mash, like I said earlier, that's going to go with a mushroom sauce and kale. And I'm also going to roast, because I love roasted vegetables. So I'll probably just roast these with the Brussels sprouts all in the same tray, and I will just only put the balsamic on the Brussels and the red onions. Heavy hitter always in the house, avocado. We got like 5 million of these. Okay, 5 million avocados. Basically, in my house, you're always liable to make a guacamole. Guacamole is always on deck. Lastly, I have 2 seasonings. Now, Trader Joe's seasoning game is what I live for. When I go and I don't have, I gotta pick up that 21 seasoning. Salute! I love this seasoning, bro. And then, always with the lemon pepper. I haven't had it in so long. I don't know, like, what I've been waiting for to pick it up, but had to. This will last me, most likely I'm hoping for a week and a half to 2 weeks, because it's just me eating this food. Some staples that I usually pick up that I didn't have to in this one are, I get a coconut milk or an almond milk. I always have herbs, so there's always parsley, cilantro, dill here, always. And I also have scallions always in the house. That's another thing. I put scallions in anything for no reason. This was a Trader Joe's. Maybe I'll do a Whole Food one so you can see things I really, really, really love. I just wanted to share with you some things that I think are tasty that I like. Maybe you're thinking about doing the same. Here's a great place to start. I also wanted to add in that I purchased all of this for $77.74. So I think that's pretty good to last me minimum 7 days. So I think I made out like a band-aid. Shout out to Trader Joe's though for the connect, because this in Whole Foods would have been like $120. Point is, you guys be cool like how you be cool. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.